Hey PMPbeta, this is Solosoloblackdude here, and I have got a match against Blingox24. And the team I'm going to be using is actually based off the TGC team or deck called Loxchomp, which is regarded as the most popular and probably the best deck of 2009-2010. Anyway, you're going to see the cards based on the team you see right there. Anyway, I'm going to lead off with my Ampipom, and he's going to lead up with his Landorus. And since it came out first, I know for a fact this is Scarfed, so I plan to fake out it. But he switches out and goes into his Ferrothorn. And I do get a crit here, not really complaining about that. Now here, I could go for the U-turn, but since I have the Life Orb, I am not going to go for U-turn because that means I'll have to rack up even more passive recoil. So I'm going to have to switch out into my Yoxie as he goes for the Thunder Wave. So he's got T-Wave. He's probably one of those ones that stop offensive teams and such. Anyway, I go for the Yawn, which gives me two options. One, he could either switch out, or two, he could stay in the next turn and fall asleep. But he decides to take the first option and goes back into his Landorus, which gives me an opening to go for the Reflect. Now, he goes for the U-turn, because that's the best thing he can pretty much do at the moment, and he goes out into his Tyranitar. Probably not because of the purpose of getting up Sand, but for the purpose of getting off Stab Crunches. Anyway, I go for a U-turn myself, which means I'm able to get out there immediately and go into my Gara. Now, my Garchomp is a sub Soul Dancing set, so I'm going to want to sub, knowing that the Reflect will hold up any physical attack that he might try and do. So, as you can see, I go for the Reflect. I mean, the Substitute, sorry. And here comes Reuniclus. Now, I'm going to go for a Source Dance and hopefully banking on some Sandville hacks, but unfortunately he manages to hit his mark and breaks my sub. Now, I'm going to go for the sub yet again, just hoping he would miss, but nope. He manages to hit the mark yet again, and he's able to break off my second sub. So now I pretty much know what his full process is. He's just going to keep on going for the Psychic to try and break my sub, should I go for any. So I'm going to go for the Earthquake, and that is going to do a very good amount, about 8%. But because this Reuniclus is such a beast, he's going to live it, and this is probably the bold variant. So he gets off his leftovers as I get my leftovers. Now here he makes a great misplay and goes into his Reuniclus, expecting the second Earthquake, but I'm going to switch up moves and go for the Dragon Claw. And this almost nearly cost him his Landorus, so he should just let in his Reuniclus as death fodder. I'm going to go into my Reuniclus, my own Psychic type Yoxie, because I'm expecting the Earthquake, but he goes into his he U-turns out, sorry, I'm kind of going off there, and he goes into his Tyranitar. Now this Tyranitar is going to go for the Substitute because he's predicting me to switch out. So he goes for the sub, but because my Reflect was down, I want to get it back up again regardless of what he might do. So luckily I managed to get up my Reflect, which means my team is now better against physical attacks. So I'm going to switch out, go back into my Garchomp as he goes for the Crunch, but thanks to the Sandville hacks, now it dodges, and I'm basically going a free switching. So I'm going to go for my sub because I have enough to get off another sub as he goes for the Crunch, but because of the Reflect, even a Stab Crunch coming off from a Tyranitar is not going to break my sub. So I've got two options. I can either set up or I can go for an Earthquake, but because he's behind the sub, I am more likely to go for the Earthquake, which I do, just to break it, and he goes for the Crunch. And the second Crunch is going to be able to break off my sub. So right now we're in a position where who's going to switch out, or is he going to make a move, or he's going to switch out, or whatever. He decides to switch out, goes into his Ferrothorn. I'm going to go for another sub because the Reflect, should he go for a Crunch, will block that Crunch and he won't be able to break my sub. So I'm going to go for an Earthquake just because a Source Dance would not really be necessary, considering how two Earthquakes will be the same amount of damage as one Source Dance Earthquake. And he goes for a Gyro Ball just to break my sub. Now here I wasn't really paying attention to how much HP I would need to make another sub, so I go for the Substitute haphazardly, and that doesn't really pay off. But then again, I have many Pokemon to take it, which I do right now. I go into my Rastalwolf, my Lucario, and I go for my Kamehameha, and that is going to take out the Ferrothorn. So yeah, Now I'm waiting for his next Pokemon to come in, and it happens to be a Vaporeon. Now I could stay in an Always Sphere twice, but I don't want to do that. I want to save Lucario for later, just in case. So he goes for the Scald. As I bring in my Uxie, and judging by the damage, I know this is going to be a 2-hit KO. So pretty much Uxie is going to be in as Death Fodder. So after all the leftover turns and such, he goes for another Scald, and that is going to take me out. Now, here's pretty much where the mini sweep begins. I'm gonna send out my symbol, my pride of the Lions of the Circle of Life. Surrender now. There's no need for this strife. And he's gonna go for the Protect because he wants to scout out what kind of set I am, whether I'm a Life Orb set, Leftover set, or Banded set. You know, just to get a feel of what this Luxray could possibly do. So yeah, he's going to switch out. He's going to go back into his Landorus, expecting the second Wild Charge, which I do go for. But because Landorus is part ground, it's not going to affect him. But I'm not really too concerned because I do have the priority. So I go for that move, and it's going to take it out. So Luxray has pretty much eliminated a major threat, considering how the sand is up. Now he's going to go into his Tyranitar, but I have the superpower, and since Tyranitar is 4 times weak to fighting, I am going to easily take it out. And it's going to be a 1-hit KO. So Luxray has pretty much defeated 2 Pokemon. Now he's going to set out his Vaporeon next after the leftover turns effect, and because I'm not having the Life Orb on my my Luxray, I'm not going to do a significant amount of damage. In fact, I'm only going to do exactly half. As he goes for the Scald, hopefully I won't get burnt. So let's see, do I get burnt? Nope, I live on 169. Down to 149, but leftovers will bring back up to that magic 169 number, and thankfully he doesn't get a burn, so I'm free to go for a second Wild Charge. And I was hoping this would take it out, but it nearly doesn't. But it doesn't really matter because virtually, basically, Luxray has pretty much taken out this Vaporeon, considering how the Sandstorm's going to take him out that turn. He now gets the burn now, a turn too late, but Sandstorm is even going to knock him out before that, and so does he. So right now he's down to 2 Pokemon, sorry. I bring up my Happy Bomb. I'm going to fake out this Reuniclus, and that's going to leave it down to red. And since Happy Bomb has such high speed and decent attack, I will be able to get off a U-turn, and that is going to take it out due to the fact that it's super effective. And down goes Reuniclus. Now I could go back into one of my other pokes, but because my Azelf has not had any action in this match, he's going to be switching in. So he brings out his last Pokemon, which is a Usain Bolt or Deoxys Speed form. He goes for the Shadow Ball, but because it is not Stab, he won't take me out. And he does get a special defense drop, but that does not really matter because I'm able to get off a U-turn, and I'm going to be switching out anyway. So I'm going to go out into my Amphibomb, and it's pretty much a good game because all I have to do now is fake out for the win. So good games, Blingox24. Go check him out. Go check my channel out. Subscribe to the Mosh Pit. Subscribe to the Mosh Pit Beta, and subscribe and check out the new Let's Play Mosh Pit. So yeah, do your stuff. Comment, like, subscribe, all that jazz. I am out. Peace.